What is up, everyone? I am DustyVengance, and for you guys today I'm bringing you a very random, different video for you guys, all because of somebody requesting me to show you how I make my thumbnails and what's my secrets of doing it. Hopefully this will help you guys who are making thumbnails for yourselves and want to know different ways of working into a thumbnail, making up stuff together, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. As you can see here, I have a simple little background right now. What I'm going to do is add some photos and mesh them together to make a pretty decent looking thumbnail. This is already a template that I've been working on through my Simple Saturdays, and this thumbnail in particular is going to be used in my latest Simple Saturday of CSGO, which you can check by clicking the link in the description. It is my most recent video, so you must go check that out. Yeah, I got like the wordings. They're not edited yet, so because I want to show you how I do those, but I have those two already set up, ready to go. First thing you need to do is get yourself some photos. Go on Google, wherever you get your photos, go get some. Try to get some different stuff, not stuff that people use a lot on YouTube. If you go on YouTube now and search up what you're making a thumbnail for and see what kind of photos people are using in them thumbnails, you can get a glimpse of what not to use. If they're using a lot of the same ones, you want to find something that's different because it shows you're putting a lot of effort into the thumbnail and it doesn't look like you're just copy and pasting different or the same stuff from other people. So the first thing to do when you start making a thumbnail is, of course, have yourself a background. And what I'm going to do here is go to place, because you already have your template set up. What you want to do is go to place, so that way when you click on a photo and select it, it'll pop up on the template. As you can see here, it won't open up in a separate area up here. So I have my picture here. I found this by searching through Google. If you really do search through it and really do your research, you will find images that really not a lot of people use. But anyway, we're going to crop this out just a little bit, make sure them edges are smooth and not have any borders issues or anything. So we have our background here. This is what we want. Now I like to sometimes put in, well, not like that, definitely nowhere like that. But this is where you go in and adjust different types of blends. And this is one blend that you do not want to use, because you want to have it crisp and clear, but you also want to make it look like it's your own. So I'm going to choose something that I like. Usually I either go with luminosity if it looks good, but here it doesn't, obviously. Overlay is really good. As you can see here, it doesn't really stand out, but it blends in very well with the picture. As you can see here, I'm going to disable it here and show you the differences between the two. You can see a huge difference, and it makes it look, more unique, more of your own style. You can find different textures on Google as well. You can just search random textures of what you like to see. So that's one thing you can do there. But yeah, I'm liking this one so far, so I'm thinking I'm going to stick with this one. I'm also going to place a different image that I have here that's not transparent, so I'm going to have to go in and make it transparent, which I can show you how to do that. Here's an image here I found on Google, and it's pretty sweet here. I like it. It's CSGO related because you got the gas mask here. It's pretty cool. But what I'm going to do here is leave it like it is. Maybe let's grow it up a little bit. So right now I have my image put up, and what I like to use when I try to make something transparent is this quick selection tool right here. Right now it's pretty small, but you can come up here to the top left and adjust the size here. You can see the size is a lot bigger. And what you do is just click over the image you want to make transparent, and you just click over it, and you just get this all done. Now this is not the best way to do it. This is just a very easy and simple way to get your images transparent, and that's what I like to use. There's another tool actually that you can use to make it more detailed, get it really precise, and I just don't have the time to do that, so I just use the quick selection tool, and it makes it so much faster and it's a lot easier in my part. So just click around the area you want to make transparent, like I've been saying before. So we're just going to click, like I've said, just keep going through here, and sometimes you're going to have to adjust the size on the tool, so that way you can fit it on the other items here, as you can see here. So I'm going to speed through this because I like to get really detailed with this, and there's not really much to talk about right now while I'm doing this. So I'll be back in just a minute. But anyway, as you can see here, just a couple little touches here I need to finish up here real quick. But other than that, this guy is pretty good. I don't include everything like this little thing right here, or this little bit right here, or that right there. I get the broader range of it, don't get really in depth with it, because when you're making a thumbnail, it's not this big on YouTube. It's a little smaller, a lot smaller actually. As a matter of fact, it's probably normally about this small. So you really don't see what that is down there. You don't see anything up here. You don't see anything there very well. So it really doesn't matter what you get, as long as you can get the basic range of the dude or whatever you're making transparent. So after you got this all selected, I'm going to actually adjust this because I'm OCD about stuff sometimes. But I'm just now noticing a couple more things that bug me, not because it's going to show up in the final deal here, but it just bugs me personally. So we got all this done. Now it's done, and we're just going to go up here to refine edge. It looks pretty good. And when you can change this by going over here and you do overlay, matching, which blends in with the original picture. You can do black on white, on the layer itself. And right there, it looks really good. Really good. But I usually like to do black because anything that is white, or you can tell if it's not cropped right, if that makes any sense. Like, let's see here. I want to adjust the radius, and you can see here. You can see these lines right here. If you stare right there for a second, I'll show you the difference. You can see how it changes it. And you want it to show everything that you want cropped. I want to say cropped in this instance, but it's really just making it transparent. But you can see I got everything I want here, and you can go through here and adjust how smooth you want the lines to be. You can adjust the feather, which is how, like, you can see here how much sharper or more crisper it looks, or depending on what you want there. Now here you can see right here, it's not really doing very well. It's kind of like fading off. So probably the best option is to do it right there. The shift edge, as you can see here, the line, I'm going to do it max out so you can see a big difference. Right here you can see how it changes a lot of that, and then when you go all the way down, it really shrinks it in and it doesn't look all that well. So you want it just about very little, but you just want enough movement to make it look like it's no background behind the transparency, you know. So about right there is where it goes. It looks pretty good to me. I'm liking how all that works. So all you gotta do here is make sure that right here, this says new layer. None of this other stuff unless you're really getting in depth and advanced, but for me, I just do new layer because all it does is just crops it out of the original picture. So we're gonna press OK. As you can see here, we have our dude already set up. He is set to go. And if you undo that and check, well, I'll double check that, excuse me guys. But if you do that, you can see the dude is back, but in the regular picture here. This is the regular picture, and then we have the dude we cropped out. Now there will be parts where they don't crop out because you didn't select it and it was not highlighted in the original image. So like down here, it's still there. So you might have to go in there and erase it if you feel like it, but I'm just going to keep it like that because it's no real big deal for me. And let's see here. I'm not sure what to do next because this is where you really have to think. You have to be really creative and think up some random stuff and try to make it your own. You know, try not to completely copy somebody else's idea. You can use other people's ideas, but you don't want to copy them like directly. So I know what next thing I can do, and that's go to here and add a drop shadow. Then I like to add an outer glow. As you can see here, that looks pretty cool. I like the look of that. Now you can see here though, there's a white line. The glow is extended because of these pieces right here. So what I do is erase those. Pretty simple task right there, nothing major doing right there. Get that all fixed up. So yeah, there we go. There we go, looking pretty nice there, pretty nice. Now another thing I like to do on my thumbnails, in this type of series thumbnails anyway, is right here, as this is the background. This is the background right here. And I like to make it blurry. So what I have to do here is go to rasterize later, because this allows you to edit the image through up here. Like you want to change the adjustment, like the vibrance, saturation, color balance, stuff like that. But here I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, if I pronounce that right. But as you can see, it makes the image blurry. Now what I'm going to have to do is as well do that other layer right here, the dusty copy image. So I'm going to have to make that blurry as well. But right here, I'm just going to adjust how much blur I want of the image. You don't want it too much because remember, the picture is going to be very small and it's going to be hard to see when it's really zoomed out. So you want to have it blurred, but not too blurred. I want to do it to this one too and see how this works. So that looked pretty good. I'm going to do a little bit less, maybe about right there. That all looks pretty good. You can still see the change on the texture and it still affects the background image, which is pretty cool. And I'm liking how this one's looking so far. Now, one thing I will try to change and see what it looks like is this hue and saturation on that texture right there. Because CSGO's got that vibrant yellow color, and that's what makes CSGO CSGO, you know. So I'm going to try to change it to make it look like a CSGO color, you know. All right, so we have all this done. This is so far looking very well done. Now I'm going to bring up my text here, simple Saturday, and I'm going to actually edit the gradient overlay. And we're just going to go in here and edit a few things. Since CSGO has that yellow look, I'm going to make it yellow and bright, so that way it'll look like CSGO. And so far it looks pretty good there. That was already a pre-template. So here I like to scale it out, make it, instead of looking like this, I make it look like that, so that everything looks like it's blending together and looks real nice, in my opinion anyway. So here we go, something like that maybe. Same applies for simple, so we just go in here and change that. Put that there. 140 I believe was the last number I used. See, there we go, looking nice, looking really nice. Now I do not like the placement of these, so I'm just going to move these probably up here where it looks a lot better. Line that up maybe a little bit better. There we go. There we go. That looks actually really good. Now another thing I want to do is, you see how this guy is not like, it's kind of bland. The color on him is kind of bland. So what I want to do is maybe use this little texture here that I have and line that up just about right. There we go. And here I want to create a clipping mask, because this will just overlay the dude and not the whole image. And it looks a little better, a little better. We'll go in here into our blends and see what the heck we can do with it. This is what I like to experiment a lot. So I just go through here, through each blend, and see which one looks the best. Now overlay looks pretty cool. Soft light, maybe. Hard light, too much. That looks kind of cool. But it's hard to see when you, remember, you got to think about when it's small, not when it's like this big, because when it's small, it still looks pretty cool, but you got to be able to tell what the heck the dude is. You know, you can't be super dark, and we don't want the guy looking like that because it just looks bad, obviously, and you can't even see what it is a little bit. You can a little bit, it's kind of hard, but it's kind of hard to see, so you want to be able to adjust that. So vivid light look pretty cool. Linear light, no. Pen light, nope. That, you don't want nothing like that either, because that looks like junk. That looks cool because it looks like x-ray vision almost, but you still don't want that. But anyway, we're going to, I think color works, not that one. That is so wrong. Whoops, a daisy. I'm going to fix this real quick. Put that back on normal, turn this back on. You can see what this does. The only reason I will not use this here is because there's so much brown going on that this just blends in sort of, so I'm not going to stick with that actually. The one that's sticking out to me the most is this vivid light actually, so what I'm going to do is keep that, but then I'm going to change the opacity down some where it's not too bright, but it's still making a difference in the picture. So you can see a difference here. That looks nice actually. I'm going to zoom out of this real quick, see what we got. Yeah, that looks really cool actually. So I believe that's it. That's pretty much all I do with some of my thumbnails. Sometimes I go real in depth with the thumbnail, but here of late I've been taking it real simple because that's all we really need to do. Just get your title on there, get your, for me personally, I like to put a character in there. So just get a title and a character for me right now is all I'm doing. So that's it. That's all I pretty much do in the thumbnail. You can probably take some tips from this. I hope you can, because it's pretty easy actually. When you really get used to it, knowing what you're doing, it gets really easy and you can really think of some creative ideas. There is so much more to do in Photoshop that I have not yet figured it out, but for what I'm doing right now, it works pretty dang well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial of a thumbnail and how to create one for you on your channel. And if you did enjoy, please do make sure you leave a thumbs up for this video, and it would be greatly appreciated. If you're new, please be sure to subscribe as well, become a part of the Boss Army. And as always, bros and gals, I will see you guys later into the next video. Signing off. 4, 3, 2, 1. Snow scope! I just no scoped him! What? I just no scoped him. I randomly picked up a sniper.